That better? No? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's better, DeMarco. Hey, y'all, anybody there? Hello, hello, hello.
2.0.
2.0, anybody there? So it says that we're in the show that anyone can see and hear us, but I can't tell if anybody's on or not.
Uh,
Um,
how you doing, Yolanda Price?
can you all see me or no? Did I go out?
No, you still on.
Okay. Hey, Neat, Cross, and Yolanda. Okay, good. We can see you all. Okay, I can hear. Good, good, good. Well, DeMarco, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You can go ahead.
So tonight, 2.0, we're going to be talking about role reversals or I guess roles when it comes to men and women as far as um, why is it when a woman when two people are trying to get to know each other, man and woman, why is it if a woman says that she it has some work things going on, she has a career and she's going on about her career, and she also wants a relationship or wants to cultivate one, but she may be busy. Guys take that as a sign of that she's not interested, and why or it may be that the guys, when they say that, that it's a sign to a woman that he's not interested. So I guess what DeMarco and I are here to talk about is, why is there a discrepancy in the two? um DeMarco, feel free to jump in.
Well, if you, as a man, it's hard if you're raising kids, by yourself because nature, um, naturally, women are the ones that usually raise kids. If you look back in the days of your grandfathers, your great grandparents, and things like that, the women were the one that were raising kids. Now that you have men now that are raising kids, um, some women don't understand that if a man doesn't have time for you, then there's something wrong. But that's not always the deal. I mean, you got young guys still like myself. I got a buddy who had his first child, and the mother passed away. So you know, it's been them two for a long time. It was just those two. So some women don't understand that uh, to try to get that try to get away from your kids and try to you know go out for a man. That's very hard. It's very very hard.
So DeMarco, I understand exactly what you're saying, but I think what and none of this is personal from my personal experience. I tend to be kind of in left field by myself on a lot of these man versus woman topics. But I will say this: I think the expectation is, if and I may be wrong. So 2.0 ladies, please feel free to jump in. This is purely my opinion, but I think in the generation that we're in now, the expectation is that since women wanted to jump on the bandwagon with women's rights and all of that, and we do all of this, and we do a lot. We take care of the kids. We hold jobs down. We sometimes hold two jobs down. We got a lot going on. We may be involved in the church. We may have elderly parents that we take care of. If we can do all of it, why can't the man do all of it? They have a situation just like you spoke of your friend who has the mother of his child that passed away. Okay, I may have the same as a woman. I may have the same situation, or a woman may have the same situation, but she keeps it all together. And I know by God's design, we can do a lot of stuff as women. We take care of the kids, we take care of the house, we do all of this. But I think in today's society, it is often deemed that we both, men and women, pretty much can do the same thing. And so, like I said, I may be wrong. That's totally my opinion. And ladies, I need you all to jump in with some questions and some comments, so that we can get this going, some dialogue going.
Well, I see Felicia said maybe they shouldn't date. I don't think they shouldn't date. But it has to be an understanding on on both sides. As a man, I should have the understanding of a woman who's with kids, and I should be respectful of, hey, she has kids, so I know we can't do anything all the time. Uh, especially when you got young kids. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you
Mhm.
have kids that are like, I would say 17, 18, kids in college, things like that, then that's different. But when you have kids that are still in the toddler stage, or even in the stages of being 6, 7 years old, it's still hard to try to just go out when you feel like it. Now some people make it work. I don't know how, but they make it work. I mean, but then you look at it as an unfit person if you go out all the time. You know,
Yeah.
uh, it, it has to be a balance. It can be a balance. Um, I take my girls for instance. My girls playing basketball. Right now, basketball shut down for a little while, but when that time comes for them to start, it's constant. It's not a uh, just a seasonal thing. It's year round for them. So once they get done in August, then it's back to school, and then you get ready for school ball, and then you turn around, and after that you back to summer ball and
Right.
spring ball. So um, and that's just because they have a goal, and their goal is to play college. So for me as a parent, I need to make sure that they are getting everything that they needed. Now, if someone don't like sports and they're around me, then maybe that's not the place for us, or this not the
Right.
situation for you.
Right.
And if you can't understand that, I mean, I'm grown enough to say, hey, let's move on.
So Yolanda says you make time for what you want. I'm not in the. Let me see. Let me put these readers on right here. It says Yolanda said you make time for what you want, and I'm in that boat to work a lot, and I'm very involved in my children's activity. This is an ongoing issue that I have for dating. Have with dating. And I'm sure it is. I personally think it's an individual thing as well. And when I say individual, meaning when I use the word individual in this capacity, I'm going to use it to say individual couples or individual people that are trying to get to know each other. What works for one couple may not work for the other couple. But the main thing is you got to start off on the same page. You got to start off aligned. You got to make it known up front what your expectations are, and you got to put it all on the table. Now, my biggest pet peeve, now mind you, I'm married, happily married, and it just so happens that my situation, it just works perfectly. But you got to put it on the table. No bars hold, no hold bars, or however they say it. But you got to make sure that's done, because I think the biggest problem you're blacked out on us again, Demarco. I think the biggest thing is that people are not upfront with their expectations in dating, and then it becomes a problem because what we tend to do as people is get used to a certain situation. So take me, I'm gonna use myself um, as an example, and this was when I was dating. When I was dating, I made it clear up front what my expectations were. So my thing was, don't start out with me with doing anything that you can't keep up. So if you have a child or children that are extremely involved in sports or whatever it is, or you're the primary parent, then make that known up front so that I can adjust and we can adjust, our getting to know each other. But don't wine me and dine me all day, every day. You're at my house, I'm at your house. We go out every day, or there's 7 days in the week, and 5 of those days we're together, and then abruptly stop that. Because then, because all of a sudden you got to work, or all of a sudden you got to be a parent, all of a sudden you got to do this. Now, we all know that life brings about changes daily. So there may be a change. Again, that's when the discussion starts, when that change comes. But don't put me in a situation and drag me in it, get me full, both feet in, and then pop up with this stuff. I'm not a pop-up person. That does not work for me. I do better when I know what's coming at me. So I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but that's my thing. So I think it's an individual thing, as in couples. It's not a one-sided, all women should do it this way, or all men should. It depends on the situation and the couple. I think we have let's see what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Hey, Danielle. Danielle said, right. Danielle, what are you writing about? Keith Brown, plain talks, clear understanding. I totally agree with that. It's about communication. Communication is the key. I'm a firm believer in that.
yeah, and we know that now that that the people are raising kids, and just with their job alone, nobody works 8 hours anymore. It's 9 to 10 hours days for people. So it's hard to try to balance a life between your work, your kids, and then try to relationship, and it's hard. It's hard, and at times it's hard. But I think if it's like who said somebody said, I think it was Yolanda, said that if you make time for what you want, um, and sometimes, which is true, but you have to always look at this. You can make time for what you want, but but do you have that time? You know,
But you got to make the time. You got to make time, and anything worth having is worth fighting for. So if it's a situation or a pre-relationship, and I say pre because you still be in the beginning stages of it, so it may be still fresh to you or whatever. But if there's some feeling wherewithal that this might be the person that you want to go a little deeper with, we're not going to even take it to marriage, but someone you want to see on a regular basis and make a commitment to relationship wise, then I think that can work, because everybody in this day and time got 99,000 things going on at any given moment, at any given time. And I always say two are better than one. So if I meet somebody that's got all this stuff going on, and he's got, all these issues going on, or situations with his job, and he's the primary parent of his children, meaning that he has custody of them or whatever. And, give me that information and let me decide whether or not, I want to deal with that, or because I could be a helpmate. That's by design. That's what I'm here for, is to be a helpmate, if in fact that's what I choose to do. But don't pop anything up on me. Again, it's the pop-up. I think it's the pop-up that women have problems with or issues with. It's when all this stuff, all of a sudden you get the roses, the flowers, and all that stuff stops. And when I say that, I'm using it figuratively. DeMarco. So can we have some more questions from our 2.0, our 2.0 folks? I can't tell how many people have joined in, but okay, we have Preach DeMarco, good point, bruh. Oh, I think we lost DeMarco. DeMarco, are you with us? Oh, you're
can you
back.
hear?
Okay. So we have Shavo Davis. True, be upfront and give you a chance to make the decision. And Felicia wants to know, what's the topic. Okay, Felicia, the topic is The topic is men versus women, as in role reversals or roles. In that, if a woman, and somebody clear me up if I'm incorrect, if a woman says that she has to work and she can't get with the guy or whatever, that's okay. That's okay. Guys seem to be more accepting of that. But if a guy does the same thing to a woman, she immediately takes that as he's not interested. Again, somebody correct me if I'm
That's
incorrect on that.
and that's everything. That's correct.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
So,
Let's see.
um,
Hey, Leah.
how about this? Do is it more? I think men are more acceptable to these type of situations. Women are not,
Yeah. Yep.
because they feel like if I can do it, do it, you know,
Right.
and that's not always that's not always the case. So you can't compare apples and oranges
Right.
when it comes to men and women. I mean, I give it up to women. They can feed a kid, do homework, and be on the phone at the same time. You know, I
Yep.
give it up
I
to them.
agree. Right.
Men, we're not built like that. You know, we're built for our things have to be structured.
Right.
And if I believe if a woman comes to a man and he has kids and she does not agree with the situation, then she
Right.
needs to go.
Right. So we have a 2.0 saying, I think, and I think that maybe Shannon, I'm not sure, but said men can't multitask like women. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. But I think just to kind of piggyback on something that DeMarco said that I really agree with, and that's that, women are less tolerant of that. They do take it immediately as they're not interested. And I think it's because women in general always think that guys are up to something anyway. There's more to it than that. It can't just be work. It's got to be another woman. It's got to be, this or that. I think we immediately, women, it's just innate for us to automatically assume the worst when it comes to, you know, a guy's lack of attention. It's got to be something other than what he says. Not saying that that's right. I just think, and that's just my opinion, I think that that's the reason why, like you said, women are less tolerant of well, I got to work, or, I got these kids I got to deal with. We're just less, tolerant of that because of the old, all guys are dogs, belief that some women have.
And I believe that. I mean, I grew up in a house where pretty much I was the only male in the house. I mean, well, besides my uncle, and on my mom's side. So you hear a bunch of that. You hear a bunch of that, and they think that any man that that has his kids, then he still mess with the mother, or there's always something. Um, but communication is the best thing, and
Yes, it is.
the one thing you can always say is, hey, um, be upfront. Hey, I got my kids. Um, I work I work 55, 60 hours a week, so I can provide. And the time I do get, I try to relax. And then, I'm not saying that we can't never go out, but it might be just a one weekend thing because of the schedule that I have. Um, and women are not a lot of women are not opposed to that. They don't get it,
Right. I agree.
because they feel like, well, you can drop them off over um to somebody's house. Well, you don't know the situation. It always come to that. I think back when my oldest was a baby, and this girl was like, "Well, come get me, and we can go back." No, we can't do that. I'm not leaving my kids.
Wow. Wow.
And why
So
would
she
you leave
wanted you to
yours
come get, she wanted you to leave your kid and come get her and go back to where your kid was. Wow.
and leave
Wow.
hers at home?
Wow. Okay. Let me catch some of these. Okay, so some of these comments. Keith Brown said that women lose focus faster than men. Sometimes women reject the relationship before it has a chance to develop. So what do you say about that, DeMarco?
I, I agree.
Yeah, I have
I
to agree
agree.
with that too. I have to agree too. And again, I think it's historical for us. It's historical in that our trust. We don't. Every man is a dog. He's got to be up to something. It's not true. We are damaging to ourselves and damaging to any relationship that we may or may not may be interested in. Just based on that. So that's something that I think the individual woman needs to work on. You know, um, you as a woman or me as a woman, and I should think I speak for my sisters. We don't want to be judged on guys' past relationships. So I think we owe it to the guy to do the same thing. Let us all start with a clean slate. But again, we can't do that because we don't communicate. I think this whole topic begins with communication. Communication is the key, and I'll say that throughout this segment. I mean, this show. Communication is the key.
Well, and Danielle just said something. She said, if you had time to have sex, then you can have time to date me. Well,
Mm.
excuse me. That's true. But don't say it's all on him because it's you too. If you call him and say, hey, can you come over? And you know what time it is, don't get mad when, he has time to just do that for about take that 30 minutes out of his day. Because
Wow,
you had
30
time.
minutes. That's how they get the mark on 30 minutes. Damn. You just gonna stay at home with that. Go
You know what I'm
ahead.
saying?
I just
But
had to take that jab.
yeah, that was a good one. Um, but when you dealing with when you deal, if you make time for that, then if you don't say, hey, can you take me on a date or can we go on a date, then don't get mad. Because at a point, that's what it comes down to. It comes just straight to sex. And if you saying, hey, you can come over here and do this, well, you settle for that. You know. Uh, so you can't get mad at the person for that for coming over for that. You know. And like she said once before, Danielle, you said you made time for what you want. That's what they want. That's what you want. That's what they want. So but if you say, hey, can we go just out to eat, then you can say, well, you don't have time to do that, but don't make it a two-way street. Don't make it say, okay, so we can fuck, but we can't go out, and you get mad about that, but you're okay with him coming over to your house, banging your head in.
So Danielle said, but what if that man said, I'm busy this week, etc. So you come over because he has kids, etc. So welcome over and give me some money. Okay. So that's Leah. And Danielle says, so they progress that way, but you can never take me out. Be upfront. So in other words, Danielle, are you saying that, or is your question or comment that you can make time to come over and hit it, but you cannot make time to date me? And if that is your intention, then let me know that up front. Is that what you're saying? And if you're
Gotta be.
saying that, I agree. Make it, make it known up front what this is about. Make it known. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy. Boy says, I have custody or primary custody of my kids, and they are, uh however age, and I don't have a lot of time on my hand. I really like you and I want to get to know you. It might be a lot, we may not be able to go out to eat or go to the movies all the time, but I'm sure going to try. We just may, it might be a lot of talking on the phone and texting or whatever. And at that point, then I think it's on the female to decide whether or not she can deal with that. And if she can, then so be it. And if she can't, it's her time to roll on. It's her time to roll on. Or let's flip it. If the female says she meets a guy and she says, I'm looking for a relationship I'm very needy. I want a man who, take me out 2 or 3 times a week, and I like to eat out, and you want to do this and blah 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 blah. And if she says that, then it's at the guy's discretion to say, hey, well, I can't handle that right now, because that's when he needs to let her know what he has going on in his life. But again, don't start it and then abruptly stop it. Okay, I think we have a lot of comments.
Yeah, we do. I'm gonna touch Felicia's real quick when she said
Okay.
she don't want them she don't want the guy around her kids. She got her kids are older,
Mm-hmm.
which I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because not that this is something new, but it's new out because of the internet. The predators. Um, and me being a school teacher, man, I've seen so many kids, who boyfriend, the boyfriend was touching them, touching the girls,
Mm-hmm.
and even some of the boys, and it's a shame that people, you can't have them around, around your kids at a young age, because they don't understand that being around uh, those kids, can mentally do something to them.
Mm-hmm.
So when Felicia says she's glad that her kids are older, I understand that, because there's so many sick people in this world now that would do something that, you got to watch out for your kids. I mean, and it can even come down to a woman coming over to a man's house with and he got his kids, and she might want to harm him, you know, because she's mad, and then she might harm the kids, or vice versa. The guy might harm the mother or the kids.
Right.
And so, Felicia, I understand that, by having older kids now, you feel safe or you feel better. I'm sure it's more of a safety thing than more than just saying I don't want them around, but it's a safety thing, and that's understandable.
Right.
Um, um,
Definitely.
I've met some women who don't. Their priority is not. They don't care about about my kids at all. So what makes you think I want to be with you? If because and if you I had a buddy that wrote, if you can't love my kids, then you can't love me. When a woman says it, that's okay. But when a man says it, he took a lot of backlash behind that,
Well,
So he has his kids, and he's saying, if you can't love my kids, you can't love me. Because we won in one pot. We all in one pot. And women have to understand now that, there's more guys now that are taking time with their kids. So even if you don't have the kids, and he gets them on certain weekends, and during those certain weekends, you might want to go out. Well, you can't get mad if the guy said, "Look, I got my kids this weekend. Can we wait till next weekend?" And
right.
if she can't do that, then brother, you need to let her go.
Mm-hmm.
Cut out all communications. No sexual acts, no texting, because she's showing you she don't care about what you got going on. Ladies, if a brother tell you, "Hey, let's go out and go do this," I think you need to cut it off. Period.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Because at the end of the day, you might only be with them for a good 10 minutes, but you still got your kids for life. And kids remember things. They remember things. I remember a lot of things, and kids remember what goes on or what happened to them, or if my daddy abandoned me for this woman, or we were supposed to go out fishing and now he gone with some chick. That hurts,
Mm-hmm.
or my dad's supposed to come get me this weekend, but
Right.
he out with some chick. But then you want to look at him and talk about him, or you want to talk about her and say how bad of a parent they are because they not taking time with their kids,
Right. You can't
taking
do
all the
both.
time with you.
Yep. You can't do both. Felicia, Felicia said one time a dude said he wanted to date me, but he brought his daughter a Valentine's gift and not me. So what's that? Laugh out loud. And then I think it's Shannon that says, "Yep, kids grow up to be adults with memories." Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Well, Felicia, I have a total of four girls, and I'm gonna be honest. If me and you've only been dating 3 months,
You ain't getting no Valentine's gift. B, you're not getting a gift. You ain't getting nothing. No old chocolate, no roses, nothing. Nathan,
get
Nathan.
that good old text. Get that good old text.
Oh, but
The
see,
same
at
way
least
with
DeMarco, you didn't start that, so it's not expected, huh?
the same way with Christmas.
Right.
If I met you in October,
Oh my goodness.
don't
Oh my
spend
goodness,
nothing.
that was
Don't
funny.
spend nothing on Christmas. Don't do that.
Shannon said 3 months is a trimester.
90 days. Yeah,
Yep, 90 days, 90
yeah,
days, 90 days,
yeah.
90 days.
Now, if the 90 days fall before the 14th of February, then I can get you something. But if I was doing,
No, you're not
yes,
getting nothing, huh? Is it because you're sending the wrong message? Now, if it was somebody that you were really, 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 really into and digging, even though y'all may not have spent as much time, but she's not griping about that, DeMarco. She's not on your back every day about that. Is it still she's still not getting anything, or it does it depend on where she fits in your little heart at that moment? She ain't getting
no,
nothing. And so
no.
explain to me why. Why?
This goes back to me being in.
Okay, ladies, listen up. Listen up.
This goes back. Okay,
Okay.
I'm talking about. You know, not gonna lie to you. Being around my dad, it was a bunch of pimps and hustlers. Okay, okay. So
Uh,
I grew up in the area like don't buy nothing. You know, and then when I came a teenager,
uh-huh.
I had a cousin. I'm sorry. I was in college. He gets a girlfriend, and I'll never forget. He goes by her. He borrows $455.87
Well, he made his first mistake borrowing money to buy something. But anyway.
from his grandmother because he was getting paid the next week, and bought this girl a Dooney and Burke 455.82 cents. I'll never forget that was 1996,
uh,
and she broke up with him after
after
that.
she got the gift. Wow.
So that right there taught me like, nope, no, you're not getting nothing.
Wow. Wow. Okay, let me see what somebody else is saying. No, you better give me a damn gift. What I missed. Oh, DeMarcus Shaw. You missed a lot, DeMarcus. Um, Shaves Davis says, Shavo Davis says, laugh out loud. If I'm feeling her, I'll get her some candy or something. Treat treat it on an individual basis. Can't paint everyone with the same brush. I like that. Can't paint everyone with the same brush. Some
Well,
people
and
do.
and I understand that. I understand that.
Oh, okay. Hey, Ari Shaw.
I understand that. But guess what? Well, you know what? You know what? Yeah, you can give her a piece of Reese's. That's
A
what you can give
piece.
her.
One. one Reese's come in a pack of two.
They got on Valentine's Day.
They
They
got
got
the individual.
individuals.
Ooh,
The
okay. This is
Twix,
hard.
the Twix,
The
and a
twit.
Snicker, and a Snicker.
Okay, okay.
And
All
and
right.
that way she ain't gotta worry about nothing.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I gave you something. I thought about you.
I thought about you. So again, I say, and I know you're passionate about that, but again, I say I'm just an individualist. I just believe on treating situations based on the individual person, the individual situation. I can't like someone just said, I can't use, and I love that. I'm gonna start using that. I can't, paint everyone using the same brush because I don't like anybody to do the same to me. Don't treat me how you treated old girl before me, albeit girlfriend, wife, or whatever. I don't care what she did to you and how she treated you and what she said. I'm not that person. Allow me
What?
to make my own mistakes and do it, our way, and let me be judged on that.
And
Um,
I agree. I agree with that.
yeah, and I think
I,
that should be for men and women. I think that it's too much of. I think for us, for women, we just carry too much baggage of past hurts and relationships into our present potential relationships, and we go in damaged with damaged goods, and damage plus damage equals a train wreck, if you ask me. So that's how I see it, though. You know. Let's see what has some other laugh. I want to say I know you're passionate about that. Yeah, he was real passionate. He shook his head and said, "Nothing. You ain't getting Nathan." What if you're acting like she did and don't know it, but he sees it in you? Eric, can you elaborate on that a little bit more? Can you break that down a little bit more? What if you're acting like she did and don't know it, but he sees it in you? Um, Trying to, you know, break that down a little bit more for us, Gary.
I do have a question.
Okay.
How many men? I want to know how many women. I'm gonna say women first. How many women? I mean, this day's time is kind of odd not to deal with. But how many women have dealt with men who really genuinely take care of their kids,
Who did or did
and
not?
who have take care of who take care of their kids,
My
and
husband, he takes care of his kids. My
and
husband
and
takes care of his.
and and is it a jealous? Do it be is some jealousy in there?
Um, no, I mean they're kids, and so I think all kids need their parents. But it's unfortunate that parents don't always get along, and I think that could be a crutch in some situations, because it'll spill over into you and your significant other's relationship, and you just have to deal with that accordingly. But I mean, what adult in their right mind would be jealous of children? That's
Well,
straight. That's ludicrous to me. I,
well,
I
well
know what you're talking about though, because I see it and I've seen it, but I just think it's ludicrous.
and the same way with men. I mean, men. There are some men that are jealous of the relationship between a mother and their kids, especially boys.
Right. Absolutely.
And, and
Absolutely.
that's a whole other subject. I mean, I can go through a
Right.
whole other subject with that,
Oh yeah, me too. Maybe
but
that'll be our next topic, DeMarco. But yeah.
hey, I mean, yeah, these mamas with these boys,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Right.
But there are some people who are jealous because of what what a person is doing for their kid. And that's another reason why I think you should not date nobody like that. You know,
Right.
um, I agree with not letting the kids be seen or the other person being seen by the kids. I agree with that because uh, kids get
While
attached
dating, are you saying while dating?
at first.
At
At
first,
first,
yes, of course. At first,
yeah,
definitely, because
and
yeah, right,
and that's really to me that's a 6 month to a year trial. If you ask me,
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with
absolutely,
you. You know,
absolutely, because anything could happen. Anything could happen. You
and
know,
and and, and I don't understand the why it's okay. You know, it's okay. You know, some brothers, and I'm gonna say brothers, they think it's okay to bring little dude or the daughter around this woman, and it's not cool.
Right.
You know, because um, she's not gonna bring her kids around you. Now, let me go back. I'll deal with a situation that I know I didn't want to be forced to meet a kid yet. I went it wasn't as then all of a sudden I get forced. Oh hey yeah, this is such and such. Or I, you threw me in the you threw me in under the bus.
She was
And I
looking
was
for a daddy, plain and simple. If a woman for to me, in my opinion, if a woman for she's either A, not on the same page as you all or as you are in the relationship and how it's progressing, or B, she's flat out looking for a daddy. She's looking for a daddy to help her with those kids. Bottom line. Because women are very protective. Most women I know are very protective about their kids, probably more so than a man. And if a woman is dead set on doing that and she ain't even halfway there with you, and as far as a committed relationship, she looking for a daddy. She looking for a meal ticket, somebody to take care of her and them rugrats. Okay, we got some more questions. Let's see. About what you just said. I don't even remember what I said. I'm sorry about not treating you like he did her. I have. She's going to have diabetes. Yolanda, Yolanda, you still talking about that Reese's? Um, Felicia
Reese's,
said, but
Twix,
you
and
should balance.
Snicker.
Exactly. So Felicia said, but you should have balance. I love a man to take care of his kids, but if no balance, stay away from dating or relationship. Just say you want sex. I agree with that.
I agree with that. But we know that you know men and women once you break that barrier of souls being connected, you know, it's kind of hard. Now you got some people that's heartless out here. They don't care. They gon' do what they got to do and go on about their business.
Right.
But um, but you're right, Felicia. Just say this what it is, and and
Yep.
and and hopefully y'all can come to either a common denominator. Either we gonna do it or we not. But uh, I mean, in today's time, like I said, it's not. It used to be you work 8 hours, you was done at work it was work from 9 to 5. Um, you leave work, you had time to get home, cook or whatever, and then you had time to socialize on the weekends. Where things have changed now, there's no more leave it to beaver days.
Right.
Those days are gone. Where on at 8 o'clock I can do something if I need to. At 8 o'clock, you probably just not getting home from work.
Right.
Um, but that goes with marriage also. People that are
Absolutely.
married, they
Absolutely.
you just got to make that time of whether you spend an hour a day just in the same room, just having a little talk or whatever.
Right.
That works,
Right.
and it helps the relationship. So
Right.
people that have kids and 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 um and I'm gonna say this. I've heard women say they don't date men with kids, and that's your preference, and I think you should keep it that way. But don't go into that relationship or you with this dude thinking things gonna change because he has one or two kids. If he's taking care of them, you're not gonna understand. So and I believe that people that date that don't have kids, they don't understand the struggle of the time, because that kid needs your time, regardless if they're with you or not. You know, I think it's very important that you communicate with your kids daily, and you can communicate with your significant other or whoever it is on the same note. we might not see each other every day, but we can at least talk. And
Right.
uh, texting has taken over physical talk. So I believe that if just if you just say hi, fellas, honest fellas, if you just say hi, that woman is okay with it. If you tell her how you just check on her, how's your day going, they okay with it. Because
Right.
if a woman gets home, like I said, some people get home at 7, 8 o'clock at nighttime now, and they gotta make sure the kids are fed and things like that. Um, and got to turn around. They try and get the kids in bed and at a certain time, then they trying to wind themselves down. Um, you have to understand that. You have to understand that if that person is a single parent at the house,
Right.
you have
And
to
it's actually a
understand.
three-way thing. It's actually a three-way thing. If you got kids, you got a significant other, as in somebody you're trying to cultivate a relationship with, or a husband or a wife or whatever, then you got yourself. You got to take care of yourself and take some time for yourself too. Because if you don't
Right.
do that, you're no good for the kids or the relationship that you're in. So you got to squeeze in some me time too. And that's very important too. And don't become so dependent upon your children or your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, until you lose sight of self. And then when they don't have time, then you don't know what the hell to do because you've never taken time for yourself. So that's important too, that you take time for yourself. Um, I think we lost DeMarco, but he'll be right back, I'm sure. But while he is away for a second, oh, you're back, DeMarco. But while you were away, I wanted to mention to everybody, as you all know, and this is a public service announcement in the wake of COVID whatever, not what is it, COVID? What's the number?
19.
Yeah, okay, COVID-19, coronavirus, Budweiser virus, whatever virus we got going on. We still have some 2.0 events that are still in the works, but they're put on hold for now. We don't know the dates, but we're hoping and praying and crossing our fingers that the Splash Bash is still on in July. So don't forget about that and continue to spread the word. I think we still have some tickets left. The Any of the admins or moderators can confirm that, but I wanted to put that out there. So do not forget about that. Just keep that in mind at all costs. All right, DeMarco.
Um, um, but what I was saying is, like I agree with you. You need that third party is you. You got to take care of yourself.
Right,
Um, and um, if people can come to a conclusion, if we don't stand the same, if we're not staying in the same house, if we can come to the conclusion of we might not talk every day.
right,
We might, or we might only talk for 5 minutes a day. But let's come to a conclusion or to agreement saying, hey, we just communication is
right.
the key. So we can communicate just a little bit. If we can come to the point of, you know, we're some people get satisfied with the little things. And some people are not satisfied with the little things. But
Right,
I can
right.
say this. I can say this. If you communicate, that make everything much better. And that's
Yeah,
communication from the start.
I said that from the beginning. I said that was my preliminary statement was communication is the key. Also, we have another public service announcement, if I may interrupt for a second. We need to share the information. We need to thumbs up, and we also need to subscribe um, to our YouTube channel. Let's keep this popping. Let's keep it hot. Let's keep it going. We need all of your support. So that's what we need.
Yes, that's what we need, man. And let's keep this going, man. I don't get to um a lot of times I didn't get to watch a lot of the shows live, so I have to go back and watch them. Um, and I like the topics. I like the male and female point of view. I
Yes.
think because a lot of times you women are well out on one topic, boy. I mean, Ain't no brothers.
Yeah, so sometimes I think I'm a dude in that aspect because they wear me out too. I'm like, not this again, but that's all part of it. No, uh, no condemnation on that. We got mad love for everybody. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that's what I really love about this. Is one of the best groups that I've had the opportunity to be a member of, and now as a moderator, I have an opportunity to see it from both perspectives, and I really appreciate that. But again, we got to wrap it up here. And so, again, I want to tell you guys don't forget about the events that have been postponed indefinitely. Again, hoping that the Splash Bash takes place in July as scheduled. More to come on that. Just keep on checking the page, and the moderators and the admins are really good at keeping everybody in the loop. If you have any questions, reach out to any of us. Also, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and share. DeMarco, anything else before we close out?
Hey, you ain't getting nothing for Valentine's Day or Christmas
Oh,
or your birthday
okay. I
within
feel
90
you on that.
days.
Ladies, do not get involved with DeMarco because you are not getting Nathan. And on that note, I think we can conclude. We're out.
Peace. Thank
Sound.
y'all.
Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.